super excited. Y'all, this is new season of Candis's Candid Talk. So just listen. I have with me Mr. Say How He Feels.
All the time.
Listen, if it need welding, he got you.
I got it.
I got Mike from Phoenix. How are we going to say this? Fabrycationz, but it's really like Fabrycationz, right?
Well, it's a play on my last name. So Fabrycationz is spelled F-A-B-R-I, Fabrycationz. And my last name is Fabry, F-A-B-R-Y. So it's really Phoenix Fabrycationz. It's play on the last name.
See? Y'all see? Smooth with the wordplay.
It's crazy because when people see me driving the van, they're like, hey, you spelled it wrong. And I'm like, no, I didn't, dickhead.
So we about to really get into that. First of all, let's get into that. Where you start seeing it from? Like, where did that start? That what's up, dickheads? Like, where did that come from?
Well, the whole dickhead shit came from Philly, where I'm from, South Jersey, Philadelphia. I was born in Philly, raised in South Jersey, and then moved back to Philly in my later years, in my late teens, early 20s. And that's just really, I don't even know how we came to be out there, but like when you hear people talk to the cops, they're like, "Yo, what's up, dickhead?" Like it's just dickhead. I don't know why, but it's just something.
Something you say, and that's
it's just something. It's just a Philadelphia thing. You could Google it. You'll see a million YouTube things come up where like, yo, it's crazy, but that's really where it came from. And I won't get into too much about like why I talk the way I talk. Well, I'm sure we'll answer. You know, I'm sure you have a lot of questions about that. But that's where that came from. Just being Philadelphia's in my blood, I guess.
Yeah, come out your lingo.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk on that. You from Philly, right? So tell me, just give us a glimpse or whatever you feel comfortable with as far as your upbringing. Tell me something about your upbringing or a little bit about it.
My upbringing, middle class, just regular shit. Riding bikes, jumping in leaf piles in the fall, shoveling snow in the winter. Really just regular shit. Maybe not for down here in Florida,
right?
But for Jersey where we have seasons and shit like that. You know, Philadelphia, Northeast Philadelphia, shit like that. Just regular upbringing. But my father, he was a union mechanic, diesel mechanic for SEPTA, the major transportation hub out in Philadelphia. Buses, trains, you name it. So he was a union diesel mechanic for about 30 years and into cars, classic rock, heavy metal, the whole nine. And that's kind of how I got my love for cars, because he would always have a classic car in the driveway, whether it be a Nova, whether it be a Chevelle, whether it be a Corvette, whether it be a Harley. Always had something in the garage or in the driveway, and that's where I got my love for cars, playing, you know, with Matchbox, Hot Wheels as a kid. So just through his love of cars and it, you know, coming
kind of transferred into
trickling down it. Apple don't fall far from the tree.
Okay. What would you say is your favorite old school or favorite car, favorite classic? What'd you say?
This guy right here. Impalas.
Okay.
Mid-60s Impalas are my favorite. Anything from 64 through 69.
That's your go-to?
That would be. Okay. Yeah.
So,
and the G-bodies. I got it. My first three cars were G-bodies. My very first car was a 79 Pontiac Grand Prix. Second car was a Buick Regal. Third car was a Oldsmobile Cutlass, which I own.
Was what we got out there, so we gonna definitely go see that. Your own bill.
So definitely a G-body guy. These B-body shit is cool, but I'm a
G-body.
G-body.
All right, G-body. Okay, G-body guy. All right. So but as far as the welding, who told you about the benefits of welding? How did you tap into that aspect?
So as far as welding went, always had a love. So when I'm coming up, it's my father with his classic cars, and then overhauling was big on TV show Overhauling. And then all the custom cars you kind of see. It's different today, 2024, but shit, 20 years ago, we didn't have the social media. There wasn't everything that you can just boom, boom, and see whatever you want to see.
Right.
So it was lowrider magazines, it was hot rod magazines, it was, there was a lot of shit out there. And that's what I wanted to do. I love custom cars. I love lowriders. I was born on the wrong coast.
What coast?
I was born on the wrong coast. I was born on the East Coast, but I should have been born on the West Coast. But and that's where my love of cars came from. So I always wanted to do custom cars. My goal was to do custom paint.
Okay.
So custom paint was what I wanted to do. So when I was in high school, 9th and 10th grade, I did what's called a co-op program.
Okay.
And the co-op program meant that you could work, that you could do your main. So instead of just going through bullshit classes throughout the day, you got your main classes out of the way, your first few periods.
Okay.
So it was, rather than go to gym and study hall and lunch and just drag the day out, you did math, English, whatever the major fucking classes were at that time, and then you got to go to and do your own shit.
Okay.
So in 9th grade, it was the first 4 periods of the day were whatever trade you wanted to learn. So 9th grade, I went to trade school, which was about an hour and a half, 2 hours away from where I lived.
Oh, okay.
So it sucked. Long days. I had to be up 2 hours before school. Got home 2 hours after school ended, so it was hard. But I learned. So 9th grade, I went to school for body work.
Okay.
Body work and paint. I wanted to be a custom painter. After that 9th grade year, got into a lot of shit. A lot of trouble. Principal's office, suspension. The whole 9 yards. And in 10th grade in public school, Pennsauken High School in South Jersey, I did what's called a co-op program where you get the bullshit classes out of the way during the day, and then you go and you get an internship.
Okay.
So the internship was at a body shop. And at the body shop, I'm slinging Bondo and putting panels on, and with the whole shit with that it comes with collision repair and things like that. And I was working on an old Honda at the time that needed some patch panels. It was rusted out and needed some repair work metal wise. And the guy that was teaching me was like, figure it the fuck out.
Just like that.
Just like that. He was like, I'm not teaching you shit. So you figure it out.
Figured it out.
This is the welder. This is how you turn it on. This is how you adjust the gas. And I started welding. So I was like, oh shit, I really like this welding shit. So I went to school. So from 10th grade to 12th grade, I did that during the day. Okay. Went to school first thing in the morning. Got the classes out of the way. Did the internship at his what was it called? Edmunds Auto Care, Edmunds Auto Collision, some shit like that in Pennsauken, New Jersey. Did that, and then once I graduated high school, I loved the welding. I picked up the welding so much. I loved the welding, so I was working at a body shop during the day, and then went to night school for welding.
Oh wow.
By that time, my father had told me, "Listen, you live in South Jersey. There's no custom, like the custom car world was nowhere, like when you're not in California, you're not in Miami, you're in a little ass fucking town." So he was like, "Do something that makes money." He was in the union. Excuse me. He guided me towards union welding, pipe welding, shit like that.
Right.
So when I was going to school for welding, it was mainly stick welding, all the shit you see in building towers and pipes and shit like that. It wasn't in the car world. So the welding that I learned was, like I said, mainly stick welding, oxyacetylene welding. And then right towards the end of the class, I picked up a little bit of TIG welding. But it wasn't really until I got my first job as a welder, like 18, 19 years old, that I really picked up welding and excelled greatly at it. And ever since then, it's just been...
Yeah, because I was going to ask you, like, when did it click? Like, baby, listen, like, I could do this at a major level, and then...
My first job, people got mad at me, because my first job, when I went to, I started making as much as the people that had been there for years.
Ooh.
And it was hate. Oh yeah. Ooh. Young guy walks in the door, and I was nice with it, just like my hand-eye coordination. I don't know if it was from playing video games as a kid or what, but I'm nice with it, and nobody really liked me.
Yeah, all the
old timers. So I'm just coming in. I'm making as much money as them, and
it was you.
Yeah.
Wow. So how did you deal with that though? Like just coming in and you got people hating. Like, what did it make it hard for you to do what you needed to do?
No, just being personable. Just being personable. Like I didn't come in there like acting like, oh, I'm better than you.
Right.
I never act like that. Well, maybe now on social media people might get that perception of me, but I'm not. Like that's not me. You know what I mean? I'm very personable. I like to just that's just my personality.
Oh.
But
okay.
Yeah, just really just interacting with people. You know, that's the same way as anything else in life, you know?
So you felt that, like, with your being personable, your interactions with them, it kind of changed, like, their perspective or point of view?
Oh, absolutely. Yep.
Were you able to learn something from those older guys, or was it like you came in like with so much knowledge you were able to share what you had even at a young age?
No, 100%. And that's how I kind of found my way to kind of crack that hatred towards me, was asking them questions. Because like when you ask somebody about themselves, like you meet me, and I look the way I look or whatever, and you're automatically judging me.
Right.
So now, and I've had these tattoos for a long time. So like when I start asking you questions about you, it changes the whole you're kind of like, oh, hold on. Like, I'm asking you, hey, even though, and that's what I learned. Like, even though I might know the answer to this question, I'm going to go and ask him, because then he's going to be like, oh,
building that relationship kind of sort of. Exactly, all right. Exactly. Strategic, sir. Okay, so now let's hop into this car culture, because that's where you are now. Let's hop into the car culture world. What would you say, like, what does it mean to you? Like, how would you say it changed your trajectory, like, for where you are now with it?
So the car culture has always been there.
Yeah, okay.
But I grew up in a small town. Even in Philadelphia, like, you know, I was born in Philadelphia, but raised in South Jersey in a small town. So when I came to Florida approximately 10 years ago, I was welding, but it wasn't necessarily something that I was looking to do, to be in the car world.
Right.
So had a long-time girlfriend in Philadelphia, broke up, and I was like, man, what am I going to do now? So I had some people that lived down here in Florida, and they were like, bro, just come to Florida. It's year-round sun and beaches and bitches and cars and Lamborghinis in Florida, and, you know, Ferraris. And I'm like, man, So I took a train down here with just some shit on my back. And on my way down here, actually, I started applying for jobs. You can't not have a fucking job. You know what I mean? So I applied to this company called Roscion. A company called Roscion over here in Riviera Beach, Florida, and they built quote unquote American supercars. It was based off of the Noble platform. Do your research on the Noble platform over in over in England and shit like that. And Chinese investors bought it. Was clusterfuck. English company, Chinese investors bought it and then built in America. Clusterfuck. Based off of a Ford platform, turbo cars. Anyway, do your own fucking research. I'm not going to bore everybody. But on the train down here, I started applying to jobs. Applying to jobs. The minute I touched down, got an interview at Roscion. Went there, took the welding test, and the rest is history from there. So when I first started working on cars down here, it was that. It was me working for another company, just like it's been the rest of my life. And, through welding, fabricating, and that's really where I got my foot in the door, because all throughout my life, it was never car related. It was just welding and fabricating, honing my skills.
Separate, okay.
Yeah, doing everything from arcade game frames to shit. Literally anything and everything. Anything that could be welded, anything that was metal, I did it, other than vehicles. It wasn't until I touched down in Florida. I always had that love, always had a dope car, always doing something to my car, always had a super strong, passion for cars, but it wasn't until I got to Florida that I started working on cars.
Okay. So since stepping into, let's say, the donk world, the vert world, whatever the case is, that particular culture, what would you say as far as like your opinion on, is it like overwhelming? Like, do you think it's an overrated culture? Because you out there building a lowrider, right? So that's totally different, right? From this donks and these verts. So
right.
What would you say, like, if I'm comparing them and I'm talking about a lowrider, I'm talking about the donk world, how would you compare those two worlds? Like, would you say one is more overwhelming than the other? One is more demanding? Like, you get irritated with one over the other as far as people coming to you needing things done to their cars?
Okay, so what happened was COVID hit. At this point, I'm doing all different welding and fabrication. Still have a love for cars. I'm still kind of bouncing around because I'm a knucklehead and I have a problem with authority.
Here we go.
Yeah, definitely go fuck yourself. I got a problem with authority. I'm bouncing around different odds and ends welding jobs. Always welding. The best guy at the job site, but I don't like my boss. He can go fuck him. I'm not just.
Yeah, sir. Okay, whatever.
Right. COVID hits. I'm working at a hot rod shop around the corner. Called Resurrection Muscle Car. Mm-hmm. Get into it with the owner of that company, and it just so happens to be right at COVID time.
Okay.
2020, COVID's hitting. He fires me / I quit, and I'm like, okay, what am I gonna do now? Mm-hmm. I'm a hustler. I'm a worker. I'm not gonna rely on benefits.
Okay.
So I decided to scrape up the little amount of money that I had working for somebody else. And buy some of my own equipment. And, but by that time, since I'm working full time during the day at another company, but I'm also so good that I'm also advertising myself to clients, via Facebook, Instagram, Craigslist. So I have little odds and ends jobs that I'm always doing. I got kind of like part-time jobs, all over the place doing shit for different companies. So when that happened and now I'm full-time Mike. So I let everybody know, hey, listen, I don't work during the day anymore. Right now I'm full-time. I can come do whatever you need me to do. And it kind of took off from there. But a lot of the companies or people I was doing work for didn't have their own equipment. They just had a shop. And I would be the fabricator. So I knew I needed to purchase, basic equipment, being a shitbox welder, just something basic to where I could start making money. So 2020, when COVID hit, Phoenix Fab was born. And, it's just kind of, I just been just running ever since then, like put it on my back and whatever I needed to do, whether it was, posting on OfferUp, Facebook Marketplace, posting ads, begging people for work. That's kind of where it started. So somebody I knew that I did work for on a Nissan Altima or something that he was building, a VIP style vehicle. Somebody needed work done on a BMW. Did a motor swap in a BMW. Did a 2JZ swap. Shout out Adrian at Beamer Speed, the place I was formerly at before here. Mm-hmm. Got a referral for that. Went and did that job, and I literally out the trunk of my car, I had a Mercury Grand, still have a Mercury Grand Marquis. Literally showed up out the trunk of my car, all tatted up. He judged me immediately. This guy's a piece of shit. He's not, and I amazed him with what I did with just the limited amount of stuff that I had. Put the motor in the car, custom motor mounts, custom transmission mount, and then that relationship kind of snowballed from there into, he left the location that he was at. Landlord sold the property. He moved to the location that me and him were just previously at. Mm-hmm. And while I was there, I started getting phone calls. Hey, I need this done. Hey, I need that done. So it kind of transitioned from just whatever work was available to me that I was doing, to started getting calls to do work on Monte Carlos. Started getting calls to work on my Cutlass. Hey, can you do this? Yes, I can. So that's kind of where it started for me in the big rim culture of just getting phone calls, questions. I see, you posted this. Well, can you do this? Yes, I can. And that's kind of how the whole thing snowballed. Like a word of mouth kind of trickling. Okay. So that's how it started in the big rim culture for me. Was not even planning on being in the big rim culture. Just me being so proficient and good at what I do that people in the big rim culture were reaching out to me and saying, hey, can you do this? Well, yes, I fucking can.
Well, we actually gonna go check a look because you got some stuff out here as far as related to the big room culture. So we're gonna go check some stuff out because you doing your thing and you only been in this shop for what?
2 months.
2 months, and we about to go check it out because it looked like you've done been here for quite some time. So we definitely about to go see. So y'all can come with us. But before we leave, I love this room, the lighting, the ambiance. What we call this room?
It's the mini boom boom room. Back in the days we had MTV Cribs.
Okay.
I think it was Big Boy. Called his shit the boom boom room. So it's little, I kind of wanted to make it not like an office, but still, more like a hangout. Kind of like how the actual shop is. Mm-hmm. More inviting, colorful, things like that. I didn't want to just have a desk where you're sitting down. It's more inviting. I want people to come and hang out, feel like they're at home, feel comfortable. Because to me, cars and it's less of a business and more of an experience.
So we change the lighting and all that in here?
Man, I'll make this bitch do a backflip if you wanted to. All the lights go everywhere. Okay. They can bling, do all sorts of shit. Yeah. So.
Boomerang, mini boomerang. Yeah.
I hid the stripper pole for YouTube purposes, but
okay.
Yeah.
But we got a stripper pole. Okay.
Yeah.
So yes. All right. So let's talk about this.
Let's talk about it.
All right. So, is this yours? Is this somebody else's you're working on?
No, this is a customer's vehicle.
Okay.
So again, when I got into the big rim culture, it started out. The first vehicle I did was a Monte Carlo LS. LS Monte Carlo. Shout out Preach, Blue Hunter CEO on Instagram. I believe he was the first one to hit me up and said that he needed some work done to fit. He had wheels, he had tires, he had suspension, he needed tubs done in his car to get a certain stance that he wanted to achieve. Okay. Gave me a call, said, can you do it? Yes, I can. And that's kind of how I got into the big rim culture. Just through, I didn't know anything about social media at the time. But just through posting things on social media, learning how to do Instagram and Facebook and things like that. Kind of got a social media following from that. I posted the first big rim car that I did, and
what was that? What was the first big rim car you did? Like
back in 2020. Okay. He actually lived in my neighborhood. So I guess just through him seeing my van and that I got eventually shortly after working out the trunk of my car. He lived in my neighborhood and started seeing me on social media, and they kind of putting two and two together. Knew who I was, approached me about doing this vehicle. I did it. He loved it. And he kind of spread the word. I kind of started posting on social media more, learning how to hashtag and this thing and that thing, and it kind of snowballed from there.
But do you think this is a overwhelming, demanding culture right now? This big rim culture, like you think it's overwhelming,
especially here in South Florida. In South Florida, it's absolutely nuts, and it's starting to. When you see something that's in a corner. Like, you know what I mean, in a small portion of the world, and you start to see the guys from Street Outlaws. The Street Outlaws. Okay. You see them, I don't want to say it, but I'm going to fucking say it. When you see white people start doing what black people do,
then you know it's getting where it's supposed to be.
It is what it is. When the mainstream starts taking something and running with it, it was okay. As far as I know, I'm from Philadelphia. I'm not from South Florida, but as far as from what I know, it was a South Florida thing with the big rim culture. And now when you got cars popping up at SEMA, and you got old white people buying and doing, and then it's big. It's fucking big. So.
What car style? What body style?
So same thing as this one here.
Right.
Now everybody's doing, it's been historically done forever by hot rod guys, by low rider guys, literally rebuilding the whole car. So this would be a frame from one of these cars right here. This car right here is in beautiful condition, but when they're not in beautiful condition, you get the rust, you get the bullshit, different colors of brown and blacks, So now you're doing what's called the frame off, meaning you're pulling the body off of the frame, you're going frame off, you're totally stripping everything down and redoing it.
Because this is exactly what you're doing here.
Correct. This is one that's ready for powder coat. Shout out Retro Powder Coat. This one is for a customer named on Instagram, Bowtie Zoe. hence the custom,
Zoe down
Chevy
there.
bow tie Zoe. Shout out him. And so with these cars, you're no longer having the stock motors in them. Now it's a dick measuring competition, so to speak. Excuse my language. So it's the powder coat, it's the candy paint, it's the custom touches, it's the big motors, do I need 1200 horsepower? No, but my dick is bigger than his, so
that's what we're gonna do.
So that's what we're gonna do. Am I using 1200 horsepower? Is it a race car? No, but I have the money to do it.
So I'm gonna do it.
Again, it is what it is. So that's kind of where we're at now. When it comes to the chassis bracing, this is typically something that you would see in race cars.
Right.
Sticking everything
That's
up.
what I was gonna ask.
Even as far as the tubular torque box, it's just all mainly for added strength, rigidity. Even as far as this bar back here, it's for the rear coilover mount and also an anti-roll bar.
Okay.
Anti-roll bar mainly for race car. This is all stuff that's being incorporated in old school B-body, G-body vehicles. A-body cars, a Skylark.
That's what I was gonna ask. That's a Buick. Okay. What?
Buick Skylark, 69.
69. Okay. I was gonna ask you about that.
So and the same thing, going frame off. It's been painted already. You can see that's why I'm protecting it here.
Right.
But it's already been painted.
Yay!
The floor has already been treated and coated.
Yeah.
So something like this, same thing. When you go on my Instagram, you'll see I talk a lot of shit of guys doing shit. I like to call it. I like to call it ass backwards. You should never paint a vehicle first and foremost.
Why are we painting it first before I do all the other
because
stuff?
Because people don't know any better.
So if
people and I'm gonna say this, and then people are gonna talk shit. The big rim community, you got a little bit of everything,
right?
But you also have the streets involved, right? So when it comes to the streets, you have people that are making money however they're making money.
Okay.
They're not necessarily car guys.
So they won't know them.
They're not, oh, I grew up and my dad had classic cars and he had Harleys. It's just, I was coming up, I'm on the porch, I see a guy ride by with a big flashy car, that's what I want. Okay? Whether it be black, white, Hispanic, Asian, fucking Filipino, whatever.
That's my motivation right now.
Right, but you're not a car guy, you just know that that's a status symbol to you.
Right.
The shiny wheels, the custom paint job, the loud music, the bass hitting in the trunk, even back in Philadelphia. You have whatever you're growing up and you're seeing this type of thing and you want that. So now that you have the type of money with whatever you're doing, whether you're delivering for Amazon, whether you're a fabricator, whatever you do for business now, you have the money to afford it, so you want it. And you don't necessarily know the steps to take. So you get a car and you're like, I got this 20 grand sitting around, I'm gonna do the paint job. And that's not necessarily the right way to do it. Actually, it's not the right way to do it.
Okay.
But people don't know no better, so I accommodate everybody. Okay. You know what I mean? You come to me and say, hey, I just got my car built, can you pull this motherfucker off the frame and do it? Sure, it's not the right way to do it, I'm charging you more, because now there's more shit that could possibly go wrong.
Messing up the paint and
exactly. We gotta cover it, we gotta play with it with kid gloves, we gotta make sure that we're gentle with it, we gotta make sure that it's properly.
If I bring my car, I'm signing a contract, I'm just bringing it and it's what's understood is understood.
Mainly it's word of mouth with me. I'm not, and that might come to bite me in the ass. I'm not one of these guys that's like, oh, you gotta sign this piece of paper, and maybe one day when that happens, when somebody comes,
you'll have to go to that.
And I'll have to go that route. But right now, and that's what happens with a lot of these companies that you see out there. I'm a people person. I'm not, you'll see these other shops out there that are really money hungry, that are saying, you need 100 grand to walk in my door. You need 150 grand to walk in my door. I'm a people person. I don't care, it's a lot of these shops, because when it got popular, everybody's coming out of the woodwork wanting to build these cars and not necessarily knowing what they're doing.
So now I'm attached.
So they're fucking cars up and they want to tax you.
Yeah.
Because if you just have a lot of money and you're not a car guy, and you go to a shop that's well known, you see them on Instagram, they got 500,000 followers, they're at Rick Ross, they're whatever, and now you see somebody comes along with more money than brains, and they say, hey, I want to build this car, and they got a Louis Vuitton duffel bag full of money. You're gonna take them for a ride in their life. Take them for a ride in their life. Me, I don't do that. I'd rather work with people. This gentleman here, he owns I believe a painting business. He does restorations on homes and painting and things like that. I do work with guys that cut lawn. I don't. People hit me up on my website or on social media and say, hey, what's your shop minimum? How much do I got to spend with you? And I call them up and I say, what the fuck are you talking about shop minimum? They're like, oh yeah, blah, blah, blah. Maybe because of my following or, whatever, but I'm a people person. I work hard. I build cars for hard-working people. So I don't care if you work at USPS, at the postal office. I don't care if you cut lawns for a living. I want to accommodate you. I'm a people person. I'm not here to, I'm a business. I got to make money. I got to keep the doors open. But the cars are more important to me. Because when I was little playing with matchboxes, it was about the cars. It was about, I want to put those wheels on this car to make it cool. It wasn't about how much money I could potentially make doing this one day. Right. It was about the love of the car. And that's where I'm at.
Yes. Okay. So you value the relationship more than the money.
100%. 100%. I mean, you gotta make money to keep the doors open. So I got cars for my time. But at the end of the day, if it comes to me and says, hey bro, I got this car, I want to accomplish this. And I give him a price. Mm-hmm. And he says, man, I got 2 small kids. I got, I'm working as hard as I can. Yeah, as long as my work won't suffer from...
I get what you're saying.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because in order to do some kind of work, like if somebody comes to me and says, hey, I need my rear end shortened because I want to put these rims on it, that's a little bit different than saying, hey, I want you to rip my whole car apart and totally make it custom.
Absolutely.
Something where you're doing custom frame off, you got to have a certain amount of money, and that's what I'm kind of telling people. Listen, this is what it's going to cost to do that. But I do more than just total one-off frame off builds. Right. Somebody might come to me and say, hey, because a lot of people are under the impression you buy a set of rims, they're going to fit on the car.
Right. That ain't happening.
The whole Dayton craze went crazy, the whole 26s with a big lip. So there's a lot of custom work that it takes to put these rims and to facilitate these kind of builds and these styles that people want. So, like I said, so going back to that, I work with people. I'm a people person, whatever. Yes, people need to stay within their price range. Right. You should never go and try to build a $200,000 car working at fucking Walmart. But you come to me and say, hey, I need this done. And I say, hey, man, it's going to be $3,000. And you say, all right, man, look, I got about $2,500 right now. Can you work with me? I'm probably going to work with you. Okay. You know what I mean? I'm not one of these type of people that's out here to just make money. I'm a person out here that's trying to do quality work for a reasonable rate. Because there's a lot of shops out here that are just money grabbing off of, it's popular right now. I can really make a lot of money off of doing this, even though they're not qualified to be a welder, a mechanic, a technician. They're not qualified to walk across the motherfucking street, but they're working on your car. And there's cars, not right now, but there's a lot of cars that come through here. A lot of people are familiar with my Instagram page with me talking shit about what's fucked up with cars. Because it's so popular, you got people going to Harbor Freight and buying a welder, or you got people popping up out of the woodwork that are just watching other people's YouTube videos about how to do something, and they're fucking people's cars up. And because they're fucking people's cars up, now it's got to be fixed.
Yeah.
So now you just spent $5, $6, $7 grand to get X amount of work done.
But then now you gotta
you get in the car, it's acting up, it's doing something crazy, it's steering to the right, it's steering to the left, there's vibration, and then you call me and say, hey, can I bring it by? It's doing something funny. I just spent 10 grand with Killer Racing. I just spent 20 grand with Killer Racing. I just got robbed by Killer Racing. Can you take a look at my shit? And you bring it by, I put it on the lift, I'm like, that's wrong, that's fucked up, that's fucked down, that's not right, that's gonna cost you $5 grand to fix.
Everything's messed up, everything, okay.
So,
I know we're talking about a big rim culture, verts, dunks, all of that. Let's take a look, because this is your bill. You doing this yourself. This is yours.
Yeah.
All right? And this is, we stepping into the lowrider culture right here. Mm-hmm. So.
Which I'm not going to front and say, I've always loved it. This is my first lowrider car. Meaning, juice, hydraulics, all the fancy shit. I've built bagged trucks. So the difference between airbags and hydraulics is obviously you have air bags. These are hydraulics. It's a lot faster. When you hit the switch, it fills the cylinders with hydraulic fluid at a very fast rate, and that's how you get the hop action.
And this is where that would be right.
Correct. And these lines run to the back, where all the batteries and hydraulic cylinders hydraulic pumps are. And that's where most of the action happens back there, and it all just runs through these high pressure hydraulic lines. So yeah, like I said, in there, I've always loved lowrider cars. I don't know whether it was the women on the cover more, or if it was the actual cars at first, that I love more.
You customize it. This you.
That's
right
not
here.
me. No, these are. Well, I purchased this.
Okay.
But this is done by other companies.
Okay.
Shout out Crazy Cutting. On Instagram, Crazy Cutting, and I have some other custom shit from 562 Junior. For the underside of the car that he's producing for me, the Phoenix and the HCIC and shit like that. But with the G bodies and Impalas and things like that, there is stuff that you can purchase that's not, I don't want to say pre-made, but you can just go onto a website and say, I want this. You click, you buy it. A week later, it shows up at your door. Even though it is custom made, it's not made by a machine. It's literally somebody there, hand engraving it.
Wow, hand engraving.
Yeah.
Would you say that these low riders, they are more detailed from up top, down bottom,
a million percent. That's not even a conversation. When you look at a custom low rider, and that's I don't even want to start talking shit. But when you get into these big rim culture people down here in South Florida, and you get into these shops, right? Mm-hmm. That say this car costs you $400,000. This car costs you $350,000. This car costs you $250,000. I don't see it.
You don't see it?
I don't see it. I don't fucking see it.
Woo.
So when you go and you say, hey, I got this big rim car, it cost me whatever the fuck the price was, and then you go and you get a badass motherfucking car from out in the West Coast, whether it be Arizona, whether it be Long Beach, wherever in the West Coast, and you look at, my shit's a shit box compared to all the shit that's out there. Like literally every single inch of the car is immaculate. The front, I don't need to tell people. If you're a car guy, that's probably why you're watching this video anyway. Go do your research on lowriders. But when it comes to the quote unquote detail, you see a lot of these guys, and what's in the detail, it's the detail, it's the detail. That's where it comes from. It comes from, now you're starting to see the white boy come out. And when I used to do these B-body cars, and I'm asking them, hey, why don't we do this to make it different? Hey, why don't we do this to make it different? And the answers I used to get down here in the South was, that's hot rod shit. We can't do that. This is a 71. This is an Ace. We can't do that. That's white boy shit. That's hot rod shit. Talking about maybe shaving the door handles. Talking about maybe making the engine covers. That's hot rod shit. We don't do that. This is a blah 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 blah. Okay, cool. But now to win keys and win competitions and get more,
we're gonna incorporate that.
Steal more people's money. We're gonna add all these details, and we're gonna do this, that, and the third. And it's cool. It's good for the culture, because when you looked at it a year ago, 2 years ago,
wasn't like that.
Everybody's doing the same shit. Everybody's got the same motor. Everybody's putting Daytons. Everybody's doing the same interior. It's all, when you go to an interior shop and you got 12 cars that are the top 12 cars out there, and they're all done in the same interior shop, they're all gonna look the same.
Right.
They're all putting the Daytons on. They're all putting the supercharged motor in. They're all going to the same paint guy. They're all going to the same top guy. It's all going to be the same. So, so now that they're starting to incorporate different genres of cars, whether it be low ride or whether it be hot rod, there's a lot of things that are going on right now. Using roadster shop chassis, doing the full frame off thing, adding little details here and there. So it's all benefiting the culture, and everybody's starting to kind of grab what they want from different influences throughout the car world and making it their own. And I think that's dope.
So before we even leave, get out of here, whatever the case is, we're gonna chop it up. before we even do that. But what else do you say you have to offer the car culture world? It's
really just honesty.
Look forward to.
I mean, just honesty. Honesty and creativity, because there's so much more that we could do with these cars than what's being done. Even still to this day, even with a little bit of shit that's being taken from another culture, whether it be hot rod, whether it be low ride, or whether it be import, whatever. There's things that can be, as long as you remain open-minded, and you're not like, oh, this is a 71, we can't do that to this. We can't shave the door, whatever.
Figure out how to do it.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
So that's pretty much what the world, I mean, just remain open-minded and not say, this is this type of car, it has to be like this.
I love that.
As far as what I have to offer, just honesty, because I'm not out here trying to make money. People deal with Phoenix Fab because I'm honest. People deal with Phoenix Fab because I tell it like it is. I pull no punches. I'm not here to, well, you know, and that's why I'm very abrasive, because if I come out of my mouth and I say, you come to me and you say, hey, this car is all rotted out. I spent $1,800 on this fucking car. It's a piece of shit. It's all I could afford at this time. And you come to me and you say, how much to fix it?
Yeah, how much?
Get rid of it. Sell this motherfucker. Start out with something that's more solid. Save yourself a bunch of money and time.
So you're going to tell me straight like that. Don't even put nothing else in.
Other people are going to say, well, how big is your pocketbook? How much money do you have to spend? There's a difference between grabbing somebody's money because they're in a vulnerable position. They're hot for these cars right now. The culture is hot. Everybody wants to have one, versus being honest. Okay. Versus telling somebody, listen, bro, you're going to be further in the game. I understand you just spent $1,800 on this car. Get rid of this shit. Save your money for 6 months. You're going to be further along in the long run than if you're going to build this car in the condition that it's in. There's a certain amount of honesty and integrity that comes along in this business that I believe nobody fucking has. It's all about how much money can I make off this guy. That's really it.
I see we got our custom. You said, who painted this? You said somebody came from Temple?
Matter of fact, I don't forget his name. Right here, IG Severe Inc.
Okay.
From my car club, Rolling Car Club. He came all the way from Tampa. Shout out to Tony on Instagram. Lunch Money. He's got a bag truck, super dope bag truck. That's my man right there. I love him to death, and that's his homeboy growing up. They've known each other for a long time. Okay. So when I put out the Instagram video and said, hey, I want to do graffiti, he reached out to his homeboy. So this right here was done by him and him alone. And then these other pieces right here were done by their Instagram handles down there when he grabbed them. They came out here. When I first made the Instagram video stating that I wanted to do a custom shop, a lot of people hit me up and was like, oh, I'll do it for $20,000. I'll come in there and I'll bomb it out for however much money. And I had a couple specific people, hit me up and say, I want to come and show you love. I love your channel, or I love your page. I love your authenticity. I love your language. You're funny. So a few people came out here and showed me love. And even though it was on me wanting them to come in here and do it for free, because graffiti 10 times out of 10 is done on a back alley or on a train somewhere. But when they came in here and I saw what they were doing,
you was like,
oh, they all got paid. They got, I blessed the hell out of them. And they blessed me more, because what I ended up with was way more than I had expected. Imagine. So shout out to them. We'll get their Instagram tag. Matter of fact, let's get it now before I forget. Here's their Instagram handle right down here. My man Mirza and Hollow Points. So if you want them, search that. All this work right here was done by them.
Oh, wait, hold on. I'm on here.
Uh-oh.
I'm paying attention to things.
You pay attention to things?
This ain't nothing big or nothing. I'm not holding to you or anything.
Yeah,
But, man, if you don't get up. So So I see you're like stainless, but that's your chain to it. But I got you a little
a
welding mask. Let's try to get it over there.
Oh shit.
Hold
on, what is she?
Okay.
Yeah, no, see a lot of people clown me. A lot of people clown me because in South man, no, hold on. I can't drop that. Man.
So I figured it'd go because I know you ain't stainless. And
Man, that's fine. That's right. I wear stainless. Because you know what? Because in South Florida, everybody's gold. All these Cuban links.
Yeah, get that on.
White boy shit. Yeah, that's right. I do me. I don't follow no fucking trends. That's right. Man, that's love right there. That's love. Oh my God. I'm going to wear this every day. Oh, you got it.
Okay.
Hold on.
Let me move your hair. Lift your hair up. Let me clip you. Let me get you right. If I can. Okay.
Oh,
and boom.
Man.
Got it.
That's love right there.
I appreciate you for having me.
Hold on, what did they do?
Yeah.
That's love. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for that.
No, thank you. I definitely appreciate you for having us. Y'all can follow us. Well, me at Taylor_May87 on Instagram, but YouTube, Candis Purdue 1649. Y'all gonna check him out. Come on, give me your handle.
It's at Phoenix Fabrication. Right there. At Phoenix_Fabricationz with a motherfucking Z. She thinks she's leaving, but she's not. They say once you go black, you never go back, and I ain't going back.